The topic that we are going to see now is the superposition theorem. Let us start with the statement for superposition theorem. It states that the response in a circuit with multiple sources is given by the sum of the responses due to individual sources acting alone. So let us compare this statement with any example to make the understanding more better. The example that I have taken is a television. So we know that the television receives two kinds of signals. One is the audio signal and the other one is a video signal. So only if I add the two signals of audio and video, or if we superimpose the audio and video signals, we exactly get what will be displayed on the TV. If I get the audio alone also, it does not make the television pleasable. Or if I get the video alone without audio also, that is not a proper signal. So, the total response, the total output of my television is going to be the sum of response from audio signal plus sum of response from video signal. So, this is an example of a superposition theorem. Now read the statement that is given. The response in a circuit with multiple sources. So what are the multiple sources in a television? We have an audio signal and a video signal that is given by the sum of responses due to individual sources acting alone. So I can get the audio alone, find the output, get the video alone, get the output, and when I add the two responses together, what we get is the total response of a given circuit. That is what we mean by the superposition theorem. Now, we will understand this by working out few problems. Before that, certain things we need to note when we solve a problem. Now, when we calculate the response due to one source. For example, let us consider a circuit has two sources, for example, two voltage sources. How we will proceed with superposition theorem is that I will take the first source alone, I will be finding the response. Then I will remove the first source, I will take the second source alone, I will be finding the response. Finally, we will be adding up the two responses, which gives your total response. Now, in that case, when I consider only one response, if we consider only one source, if the second source is a voltage source, you have to short circuit that particular part. Or if the second source is a current source, we need to open circuit that particular source. So I repeat again, if there are two sources, first I'll consider source 1 alone. So while calculating response due to one source, what will I do with the second source? If it is voltage source means perform short circuiting, or if it is a current source means perform open circuiting. And do the similar thing when you consider source 2. So when you consider source 2, if source 1 is voltage source means short circuit that part. If source 1 is a current source means open circuit that part. Right. So these are the steps to be followed and this is what we saw previously. So for the given circuit, we will identify how many sources are there and due to the sources, if there are two sources, we'll name the current I1, I2 or voltage as V1, V2. Three sources means three different currents will be present. So I1, I2, I3 or voltage will be V1, V2, V3. So based on the number of sources, identify the source and name the current or voltages due to the individual sources. So for example, we have two sources in our circuit. So what should we do? We should find the response when the first source is acting while open circuiting or short circuiting the second source. Similarly, we will consider the second source. So find the response due to second source. And what we have to do with the first source? We need to open circuit if it is a current source or short circuit if it is a voltage source. And the last step, what do we do? I add up both the sources together. I add up both the responses together to see what is the overall output or overall response. So let us start with the first problem. Find the current through the 5 ohm resistor in the circuit using the superposition theorem. So let us see the circuit. So we are asked to find the current through this 5 ohm resistor by using superposition theorem. Now if you see this circuit, how many sources are there? There are two sources which are current sources. We have two current sources in the nature. So what should we do? First I'll consider this 10 amp source alone. This I'll be open circuiting since it is a current source. I'll find the response at this point. Next step what I'll do, I'll consider this 20 amp source alone. I'll remove this source, which means I'll open circuit this part. I'll find what is the current across this 5 ohm resistor. The final step what we have to do, add up both the currents, first due to 10 amp that we calculated and then due to 20 amp that we calculated. So when I add up the individual response, that gives the overall response across this 5 ohm resistor. So I hope I have made the steps clear. Now let us start with the problem. So step 1, I'm going to assign the overall currents that are present in the circuit. So let me assume, since we are asked to find across this 5 ohm resistor, we will name the overall current to be IL. Now what we are going to do, I'm not going to consider the second source. So I've removed the second source. So if it is a current source means what we need to do, we need to open circuit that particular part. And I've considered the first source 10 amp source alone. So let the current due to this 10 amp source be named as IL dash. So the first thing what we are doing, I'm considering one source alone. I'm removing the second source. Only due to the first source I'm finding out what is the current, and we have named that current to be IL dash. Fine. Now what might be the value of IL dash? Any guesses from your side? Yes. What might be the value of current IL dash? So how is this 5 ohm resistance and the 10 amp connected? If you observe, let us find the current due to source 1. So we have just modified the previous circuit. Here it was open circuit. Open circuit means there is nothing. The wire is open. So whether we have the connection or not, it will be the same. So we have redrawn the circuit like this. I have just removed the previous part. So this part we have removed because this is just a broken wire now. So if I remove this part of the wire or that part of the wire. So if I remove this part of the wire also it's the same. We can remove this part of the wire because there is no connection here. And we have redrawn the circuit. So this is the circuit that I have redrawn. Now what will be the current? Since IL dash is connected in series with 10 amps, the current will not get divided in series. What do you mean by series connection? Only one end of the source will be connected. So if you see here, this end of the source is directly connected to this 5 amp. So when it is connected in series, we know that current does not get modified. Only in a parallel connection, current gets split up. So since these two are connected in a series way, we can say that the total current IL dash will flow through this 5 ohm. So this total current 10 amps will go through this particular resistance 5 ohm. Now, next step what we need to do, we will consider the second source and we will remove this 10 amp source. So next, consider the next source. So I am considering this 20 amp source alone and this 10 amp, since this was a current source, we have open circuited. So I can remove this part of the wiring and we can remove this part of the wiring and we will redraw the circuit. So this is the circuit that has been redrawn. Now once again these two are connected in a series connection. So the current will be, the total current 20 amp will be flowing through the 5 ohm resistance since it is connected in series. In series connection current remains the same, only voltage gets divided. So since this is a series connection, the total current 20 amp will flow through this 5 ohm resistance. Now, what is the overall response? It is IL dash plus IL double dash. So, by superposition theorem, the overall response is equal to sum of the individual responses. So due to first response, the current was 10 amps. Due to the first source, the current was 10 amps. Due to the second source, the current was 20 amps, which means the overall current through the 5 ohm resistor is going to be equal to 30 amperes. Fine. So I hope you are clear with this particular problem on how to apply superposition principle. So consider only one source at a time while open circuiting or short circuiting the remaining sources that are present. This is what we have to do in superposition theorem. Right? Now let us take one more problem and solve it. So I have taken the problem as using superposition theorem, find the voltage V1 across the capacitance in the circuit shown. So this is a AC circuit because we have taken the capacitance elements. So we are asked to find the voltage across the capacitor. So where is the capacitor? Here. So we are asked to find the voltage across this particular capacitor by using superposition principle. Now again, if you see in this circuit, two current sources are there. So what do we need to do? First, I'll consider this source. I'll be open circuiting this part. Next, I'll consider this source. I'll be open circuiting this part. So by doing those steps, we need to find what is the voltage across the capacitance minus J4 ohm. Now let us proceed with the problem. So step 1, consider only one source. So I'm going to consider this particular source 10 angle 0 amperes alone, and whereas what do we need to do with the second source? Since it is a current source, I'm going to open circuit that particular part. Now remove this part of the wiring. So this wiring is not at all required for us since it is open circuited. So we have redrawn the circuit. Fine. Now after redrawing, what happens? We have this current source here. This is present. This inductor is present. This 4 ohm is present. But these are connected in a parallel connection since the source is connected at both the ends to the capacitance. So parallel means the current will get divided. It will not get the same. It will not be the same. So if current gets divided, what rule we need to apply? I need to apply the current division rule. So if you see here, from here I get the total current. It gets divided as, so from here we are getting the total current. A part of a current comes like this. The remaining current goes like this. So this part of the current will flow through this capacitance minus J4, which is required for us. So I'm going to first find what is current I1, and using this current we will find what might be the voltage across this capacitance. Okay. So how to apply current division rule? The current division rule formula is current across one resistor, or impedance. So I1 is equal to the total current into the opposite impedance. I think you must be aware of the current division rule. It is opposite impedance Z divided by the sum of the impedances. So let me go back to the previous step. Right. So what will be the current division rule? I1 will be equal to the total current, which will be 10 amperes, into opposite impedance. What is the opposite impedance for this? Where does I2 flow? It is 4 plus J5 whole divided by sum of all the impedances. So it is minus J4 plus J5 plus 4. So if you see here, so total current is 10 amp. The opposite impedance through which I2 flows is 4 plus J5 divided by sum of all the impedances is minus J4 plus 4 plus J5. Now you can perform this calculation by keeping your scientific calculator in the complex mode, or as I said in the previous videos, we will see this when we solve using our online classes on how to solve this particular step. So when you divide these two values and multiply with 10, we are getting the current through the capacitance minus J4 as 12.3529 plus J 9.4118. Now we are asked to find the voltage. We are not asked to find the current. So what will be the voltage? V is equal to I into R. So I we have found out now. which is this 12.3529 plus J 9.4118. And what is the R value? Here it is Z because it is an AC circuit. So what is the impedance value we are finding out? It is across the J4 capacitance. So this is V equal to I into Z, and this is the value of voltage due to the first source. So I hope this is clear. So we are considering the first source alone. We are applying the current division rule. After finding the current to find the voltage, we are applying Ohm's law because V equal to I into Z to find the voltage due to the first source. Now let us consider the second source. So this is V1 dash, which is due to the first source. Now consider the next source. So I'm going to consider this source alone, and this we are open circuiting since this is a current source. Now again, if you see here, it is connected in a parallel connection. So we will redraw the circuit. So here already we assumed I1, I2 in the previous circuit. So let us assume this current as I3 and this current as I4. So these are again connected in what way? It is connected in parallel connection because both the ends are connected. So parallel connection means the current gets divided. So what do we need to do? We need to apply the current division rule. So applying current division rule, what do we get? So I need to find across this capacitance. So which means I need to find what? We need to find the current I4. So I4 will be the total current. So 5 angle 90 means I would have said in my previous video it is J5. It does not contain a real part. It contains only an imaginary part. So it is J5. So it is the total current into the opposite impedance. What is the opposite impedance here? It is J5 ohm. So into opposite impedance J5 divided by sum of all the impedances. So sum of all impedances means J5 plus 4 minus J4. And when we divide this value, we are getting this particular current value. Now what do I need to find out? I need to find the voltage across this minus J4 ohm. So by Ohm's law, V equal to I into Z. So we are getting this to be minus J4 into the current I4. Fine? Right. So the answer that we are getting for V1 double dash is minus 5.8824 minus J 23.5296. So what must be the overall voltage then? By applying superposition principle, the overall response will be V1 dash plus V1 double dash. So we are adding the voltage due to first source plus the voltage due to the second source, and we are finding out the total voltage across the given component in the circuit. So this is how we apply superposition principle to find the response across the circuit due to individual sources, and adding up the individual sources gives up your total response due to those sources. Thank you.